This video is going to teach you how the church kind of uses Google and how we highly encourage you to use it as well. We have switched to Google in the last year because it is an all online platform that meets like 99% of the church's needs in terms of document storage, picture storage, shared calendaring, and other things. As board members, we are really encouraging you to move all of your documents to a shared Google folder that will be emailed to you so that as board chairs switch over and change, that information stays with the position, not with the person. We used to pass this around in a binder, but binders have a tendency to get lost. So we are putting it all online so that hopefully it doesn't get lost. So let's dive on in and learn how to do this. This first part of the video is how to get into the Google Suite if you do not have a Google email address, a Gmail address. So if you do not have a Gmail address, pay careful attention. If you do have a Gmail address, you can just forward a little bit. First, you need to go to accounts.google.com/sign-in. That will bring you to this page right here where you can figure out how to do this. So you see here on the bottom, it says create account. Then click for myself, and that will take you to this page, create your Google account. Please fill in all of the information here, your first and last name. Once you've filled in your first and last name, you'll see it probably auto-generated you a Gmail password, which is not what you want to do. So go down where it says use my current email address instead and click there. That is going to link the email address that you actually use with these GSuite Gmail features. So after clicking that button, enter in your email address. You'll see here I have rev.allison85@yahoo.com. That is kind of a throwaway that I made for this purpose. So it doesn't have to be a Gmail address that you use. Whatever your email is at Yahoo, at SBC Global, at AOL, whatever, enter that in here. When you're done with that part, of course, make your own password, whatever works for you that you will remember. That is up to you. And then click that next button once you have established your password and it has cleared all of their security measures and whatever. Then it's going to send you an email to that email address that you just entered. So go back and check that, find that verification number. I just copied and pasted it into this box here and then verify. It will ask for a few more pieces of information from you just to make sure everything is secure and you're able to recover your account if needed. So you are required to fill in these spots: your phone number, your birthday, and then your gender, which you can answer, or there's a I don't want to answer there. And then click next, and that will take you on to the next thing. So then it will send you a text message. So make sure your number is right, hit send, wait for the text message. Then it'll bring you to this page where you verify the number that was just texted to you. Here, I just chose to skip. I don't want these extra features. I would have recommended you skip as well because you aren't going to really use anything else in their services. Then go tell them that you agree to all of their various privacy things, and voila, you have a new sign-in access to the G Suite that you will use as an EDCC board member. So now you either have your own Gmail address that you had before, or you have gone through the authentication process to link your current active email with G Suite. You will receive an email like this. It will say a file that has your committee name on it and how to join it, how to start sharing it. So open up that email and then click open on the inside of the email. Ignore this screen. This is, I have a lot of G Suite accounts, Gmail accounts for the various aspects of the ministry I do. So you should have either to choose the one you just made or whatever. But so choose the email address that received that previous email. It'll ask you maybe to enter in your password and go through those authentication steps. And then it will show you the new folder. So this one that I am sharing for the example is my camp folder. It has all my information about when I've directed camps at Disciples Crossing, registrations, curriculums that I've helped write, things like that. So you will see this page. It will be empty for your committee because you haven't put anything in there. But there's two different ways you can look at it. I like to go to the screen here. If you'll see, I clicked a button up in the upper right corner to make it a list instead of icons. It just makes it a little easier for me to see and understand. It's up to you. This right here is your drive. So that's if you upload anything on your own. Where you're going to go look is this drive right here called your shared drive. That is where your committee folder is going to be. If you want to move it up to my drive, you can take these steps by right-clicking on it and then moving down to add shortcut to drive. And that just moves it so that you see it up on that My Drive section. Completely optional whether or not you want to do that. So now you see it has appeared up in your My Drive part. The file folder next to where it says camp has a little arrow. So that tells you that this is a shared drive, that other people have shared it with you. And so more than just you can see what goes in there. So you'll see now if you want to add things to your drive, you'll go up to this left-hand corner and it gives you options of to create a new folder or upload a file or upload a whole folder. So this is where when you have minutes from your committee meetings or agendas or any other information like that, you will come and add it. You'll go to File Upload and it doesn't show up on the screen, but that opens up the browser on your computer so that you can go pick a file. So you can go pick just whatever file you need, agenda 2017, whatever. So you'll add that, and then when you tell it to upload it, in the bottom right corner, you will see a box show up that is telling you that it is actively uploading. And then it says it's done. And that means that it is now uploaded and on your share drive. You click on it and you can see this is just a random thing I chose from our last house that we lived at. Ignore this, it's just going to take you on a tour if you want to. And you can see it there. Where we are now is actually called Google Docs. This is Google's version of Word. You have access to Google Docs. So if you want to just create things within the Google Suite, this is where you would do it. Or you can still use Word or whatever you like to use and upload it directly. Now we're back in your My Drive folder to show you kind of some of the options there. Again, if you right click on things, this list shows up with a couple of different options. You can open it. We're going to talk about sharing it so that things can be shared with your committee members. There is an option to share a whole folder like I am doing here by right clicking on the camp folder. You can also share individual files. Once something has been shared, you need to unshare it if you want it to become private again, but most things in your board folder should be public for your committee members. It brings up this screen here that allows you to type in people's names. Where it says add people and groups, that's where you would type in your committee members and your staff liaison who you want to have access to the things here in the file. You'll see that this folder has my work email address, and that is the owner. That's, I originally shared that. You will see the edcc@edcc.org. That is the owner of all your board folders. Then you'll see your name, and then eventually you'll see other names pop on down there below. Where it says Get Link at the bottom, right now it says only people in East Dallas Christian Church can see that. If your folder says that, which it shouldn't, hopefully, you just need to click that change button and go change it that anyone can see what is in this folder. So you'll see I just clicked that button and it takes me to this screen right here, and I am clicking on East Dallas Christian Church, and I'm going to change it to anyone with link. That will allow all of my committee members to see what is posted here in this file. Then you have three different options. Viewer just means people can look at it and see it. Commenter means they can't change the text of the document, but they can add comments off to the side that you can choose to add or not. Editor means that they have the same abilities that you do. They can add files, they can change files, they can adjust text and things like that. So you can decide what level of capabilities you would like your committee members to have. Then click done, so that locks in that share setting. And then you do kind of need to go back and share and put people's names in so that it actually gets shared. You've just given it permission to be shared. Now you're going to actually share it. So you'll see this is Travis's email address. I'm typing in, and I would normally hit done and then hit send here. You see there's a place where I can write a message of, hey, committee members, this is our shared folder, da 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 da. I'm not actually going to send this to Travis. He doesn't care about my camp information, but those are the steps you would go to so that you could share that with your group and do really easy collaborative work that can be accessed by all. This again is the list that you see when you right click on either a file or a folder. It has a bunch of different options. You can download it to your actual computer if you like it that way. You can move it to other folders and rename the title of it, make copies, all of that sort of stuff. So I really encourage you to spend some time looking around at your Google Drive and seeing what all the different buttons do, because it really is a great document. We on the staff use it a lot to collaborate. Rev Deb and I use it to work on worships together and write liturgies and things like that. Like, as I said before, I use it with camping stuff at Disciples Crossing. I write curriculum collaboratively with other ministers around the area. So it's really a great resource and that we really, really encourage you to use. You'll see up here in the upper right, these 9 dots in a square. This is all of the things that come with your G Suite that you have access to. So Gmail, Google Meets, contacts, the drive, which is what we've been learning about, pictures, all sorts of things. All these icons are a different aspect of G Suite that you have access to. If you want to know how to use any of those, be sure to give me a call and I'll let you know. But really, Drive is what you need to know most of all.